How am I just now hearing this? Hey guys, it's John from ARTV. It's time for a review of Miss Ariana Grande's debut record titled Yours Truly. It was released last August on Republic Records, and after hearing the lead single The Way, I don't know how I didn't end up checking out the record. I got a lot of requests to review that album, but somehow I never got around to it. I really like the lead single The Way's kind of R&B throwback feel about it. I actually enjoyed Mac Miller's verse on this one, which was very surprising considering I'm not really a fan of his. Throughout this record, there's kind of a R&B feel that runs throughout. Of course, there's more contemporary R&B mixed with kind of pop fusion to give this modern flair about it, and it's something that actually ends up being really enjoyable. I think what I like most about this is the fact that this girl can fucking sing. Her voice and vocal range is just the jumping off point for really everything that I'm going to talk about here, and is the most noteworthy and praiseworthy thing on the record, of course. Her vocals really suit the type of music that she's singing with, and I also like that she's going with her new album, from what I see so far, in more of a poppy direction because her voice does suit that as well. I'm not one of those people that is like, oh, Ariana Grande and Zed, that just doesn't mix. It's a terrible combination. We gotta realize that she's getting bigger and bigger and she's moving into the pop world. While her voice is always still gonna be there, she is gonna be working with new producers like Shellback, Max Martin, Benny Blanco, the list goes on, the men behind all of the big pop songs out there. I gotta admit, I got a little bit of a crush on Ariana Grande, and even though she's about 1.5 feet shorter than me, it's besides the point. I think that what I really like about her is just the fact that she isn't just so blatantly like sexual or just trying to be mischievous like so many pop artists are. I mean, she is very straightforward with a lot of her songs and the way things are, but she also gives off this very conflicted and mysterious appeal. Something like, oh, I almost can't even make up my own mind. It gets a little bit frustrating to listen to at times, but also it's something that's really enjoyable and entertaining. Starting with tracks like The Way, she apparently is really into Bad Boys, but then of course she'll tell you on other tracks like Piano and Daydreamin' that she's into something totally different, so I'm not really sure what she wants. She's hitting high notes better than anyone else in the pop game, and she just sounds beautiful over these 12 tracks here on the record. It opens up with this song called Honeymoon Avenue, and immediately caught my attention and kind of jolted me upon first listen, actually, because of the fact that her vocals are so prominent here on this one. Sure, there's the minimal strings and the light keys here on this one, but her vocals are getting the spotlight big time, and that is where I am hearing the Mariah Carey comparisons and understanding them full circle. This girl can belt it out, and she immediately starts showing it off on the first track on the album. Definitely one of my favorites. Knocked it out of the park there on that one. There are some hip-hop elements on other tracks on the record, kind of the stomp clap and of course the drum machine feel on tracks like Baby I, Right There featuring Big Sean, and The Way featuring Mac Miller. Basically the singles, those are three ones that I can prominently tell that there's more of the hip-hop flair about them, and of course a little bit more, I guess, radio friendly or catering to what the radio is playing. First impressions of this record, I was a little bit blown away. There's an eclectic range here on this one of both classical and modern pop that suits her voice kind of perfectly. She doesn't exactly have that in-your-face sexuality like I was saying. So many pop stars just kind of force it on us, and have for the past few decades. I like the fact that an artist can be more subtle about it and not just have to live off the fact that sex sells. Right There was a track that was an immediate favorite for me, even though it does have a lot of similarities to the track The Way featuring Mac Miller. Both of the songs are kind of led by a rap and then go into Grande's vocals and then have another rap verse later on, but both of them are a lot of fun. And speaking of collaborations, Nathan Sykes of the vocal group The Wanted did a great job on the track Almost Is Never Enough. His voice just sounded really good when paired with Ariana Grande's. And another collaboration I couldn't help but notice was one of my favorites, if not my overall favorite track. I wouldn't say overall favorite, but it's definitely like top 3 popular song featuring Mika. It was featured on his album. He's a UK singer. It was featured on his album in late 2012, and then of course appeared on Yours Truly as well. More vocals from Mika, I guess, on this one, but they do kind of pair up at different parts of the song, and it just sounds really good. It's instantly catchy. Its chorus and melody are forever embedded in my head now, and I'd just say a round of applause to everyone that was involved with that track, because that is how you do a pop song. Along with Popular Song, the album just closes out on this great one-two punch with that and Better Left Unsaid. It's got this pretty solid lyrical message behind it in parts, but it's also a little bit clouded. What I'm walking away with here on this one is pretty much, you should probably keep your mouth shut if you've had a few drinks in you. The song is much more modern in nature and really finishes the album out on this solid note. I think this album is definitely aided by its mix of styles, which kind of keeps things from getting stale. What I'm learning is that people are kind of turned off, to a lot of times at least, to the more thickly and layered production styles, but I almost think that we should embrace it because of the fact that Ariana Grande is only continuously getting bigger, especially after the hit single Problem featuring Iggy Azalea, something that I am really into, probably one of my top 10 songs of the year so far, and also of course Break Free, which features electronic music producer Zedd. The songs Popular Song and Better Left Unsaid definitely fall into that category like I just talked about, but then of course you've got your more straightforward R&B soul-flavored cuts like Tattooed Heart, Lovin' It, and even the opener on the album, Honeymoon Avenue. Another highlight here for me on this one was You'll Never Know. There's kind of this laid back and cool vibe about it, with almost some MGMT feeling synths flying around in the background with these big drum machines, creating kind of a sound that I can't even really classify with a specific genre. It's like pop meets big band meets Parent Track soundtrack, and if you can actually put all that together and understand it, I love you. I talked about earlier that she kind of had this good girl and kind of innocent vibe going on, and I think the track Tattooed Heart kind of further pushes that. She's much more traditional in nature, and I like the piano arrangement on this one. It really helps out this song, kind of drives it forward. It's got these traditional elements that really just make Grande's voice sound so beautiful and graceful here on this one. Piano was one of those tracks that just really didn't stand out as much to me. The track feels unevenly produced, with the stomps kind of clashing sharply with the piano parts, and the lyrics really aren't anything to applaud either, so let's go ahead and move on. Overall, I'm definitely sold on Ariana Grande. She's a young girl that's roughly my age. She plays the part of the conflicted good girl quite well. It can get a bit annoying on some tracks, which have me wondering, why does she keep flip-flopping back and forth? But overall, beautiful vocals, hit all kind of ranges. It's the biggest draw for this pop artist. I'm feeling a 4.5 out of 5 for the debut album, Yours Truly. Sorry I'm a little bit under the weather. I filmed this review 6 times. I'm so out of it today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Let me know other albums that I should review. I've got a few planned. Hopefully I'm going to rest my voice for the next few days, even though I have to work all this week pretty much, which kind of sucks, but I might try to get in a review of Iggy Azalea's The New Classic. I've been wanting to do that, and of course the new Amber Lynn record, Lowborn. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you very soon right here on ARTV, Beyond the Reviews.